Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Reecee News. And first up we have today is something about Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. So it was datamined that at least 38 Nintendo 64 games and 52 Sega Genesis games were datamined to be coming to the online service. So basically, Mondo Mega on Twitter kind of showed a spreadsheet of a bunch of slots that were available for different games that was data mined, and there's like room for a lot of different titles here, which would eventually make it go up to over 40 Nintendo 64 games. So I think, like, we already know about some of the titles, like, obviously Paper Mario and Majora's Mask, but there's also, like, some room for, like, speculation. Like, it was speculated that the first 3 Mario Party games were gonna be on this service, and also possibly Banjo-Tooie and Diddy Kong Racing and a few others. So, my opinion on this is that, like, I mean, it's good that we're getting new games. That's kind of obvious that we'll get more, but we really need to see, like, some upgrade for the actual emulator itself, the online, and the button options, because there's a lot of problems with the Nintendo 64 online library, and just personally, I've had a decent time with it. The emulation was working well, and I had a good time playing, like, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Yoshi's Story, Ocarina of Time. I really haven't ran into any problems with it, but I have seen things from other people, and the button layout is just really, really weird, and it doesn't have any button mapping options unless you actually physically change it in the Nintendo Switch settings. So it's just really weird that they don't have that option since it was on Virtual Console, but I mean, it is cool that we're gonna get, like, all these different games, but I'm kind of worried that a lot of these are gonna be, like, shovelware games, like how the amazing Kablooey and Jelly Boy were on SNES, and, yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. Fortunately for Nintendo 64, I feel like there's, like, less of that. Like, I mean, it was more prevalent on the NES and SNES since those were easier to develop for, and there were a lot more games on those systems, while on the Nintendo 64 it's more limited, and there's, like, a lot of good games on there. Well, I mean, there obviously are some really niche, obscure games, but, and I mean, like, there's some good obscure games and some really weird obscure games, so I'm kind of worried that we're gonna get, like, a lot of obscure games, but it does seem kind of hopeful that we'll get, like, the first 3 Mario Party games, since that's basically kind of speculated with the lettering of the different titles and the numbering and everything, so it does seem like we will get, like, more actual quality games, but I just hope that they improve, like, the emulation and different things like that, and different features and more quality of life features. And also, as a part of that data mine, it showed the IDs of the different libraries, like the different platforms. So Nintendo 64 is 3, and then Genesis is 5, SNES is 2, and the NES is 1. So there is one missing, which is 4. And that's speculated to be, like, Game Boy Color titles. So I feel like there are still some rumors and leaks kind of holding on to that Game Boy library. And I do think it's definitely possible. It would definitely improve the quality and actual worth of the expansion pack. So I really think they should add, like, Game Boy games, and then maybe even more games, like GameCube games, that actually make the expansion pack worth it, and actually add those, like, quality of life features and better emulation that this really needs. And next up, we have something about the My Nintendo the My Nintendo Rewards. So the physical rewards tab actually went missing recently. And it really hasn't done that for a while. I mean, it's kind of weird because there were a lot of items available. I feel like some of them expired, like some of them went past their expiration date. So, yeah, I do think it's kind of weird that they that's down because there were a lot of rewards on there, and Metroid Dread had the posters, and they even were advertising the posters on Twitter a little bit, like with the restock and everything. So I think it's just really weird that they took it off now. So, yeah, I don't even think it was any, like, there were any, like, expiration dates yet for the posters. I'm not sure when the date was, or like the last date you would be able to get the posters. So I do definitely think it's gonna come back. I mean, it really wouldn't make sense if they just delete it out of nowhere, because I do think there is a possibility we could get some Mario Party rewards tomorrow, as they usually do physical rewards for every game release. So we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. I just think it's really weird that they shut that down. I mean, it's highly unlikely that they completely shut it down. It's more of like a temporary thing. Maybe they're changing the layout of it. And it's definitely not permanent. They're probably changing some things, and they probably didn't have any rewards available. So that's probably why it was gone, but it just was a little weird. But moving on to our final topic here, the Pikmin mobile game was actually fully revealed and actually released in a couple regions, like Singapore and Australia. So the game is called Pikmin Bloom, and it looks really interesting. And basically what you have to do is you have to walk and take like a lot of steps to get more Pikmin, and it looks really cool. I'll have to see some gameplay of this if it's available, but I saw the trailer and it's really cool and it looks really interesting, and it is adorable too. I love that trailer with all the Pikmin following you, and I really like that concept. It does seem like pretty similar to Pokemon Go, but it actually promotes exercise more, which is really cool, and exercise is always a really good thing, and the fact that Pikmin Bloom is actually promoting that, with the more steps you take, the more Pikmin you get, that's actually like a really cool mechanic, and that actually has a lot of potential. So yeah, just overall, it's like a really cool thing, and I hope that they keep supporting this. Like, with Minecraft Earth, that wasn't really supported for long, but with Pokemon Go, they've been supporting that for years, so hopefully they'll continue the support for Pikmin Bloom, since it looks really cool, and I'm definitely going to check it out once it comes out in North America. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.